And for the last presentation of the day, we have Associate Professor Francis Lee, who's the Associate Professor of the School of Computer Science and Engineering at Nanyang Technological University. So Prof Lee also currently holds the position as Director of the International Networks at NSCC. He was also the founding Director of Service Platform Lab at HP from 2010 to 2012. Prof Lee has been actively involved with the deployment of advanced network in Singapore and the region. So he's also the founding president of
Okay, enough already. Enough already.
Okay. So he's the founding father of SingAREN and focus today, SingAREN High-Speed Network to serve the research and education community. Let's welcome Prof Lee.
Thanks. I'm very different from the previous speakers. I'm not going to talk about Aspire 2A at all, but I'm going to talk about network. I think a lot of you use data from different overseas, create data, and pull data here and there. So the network is a very, very important part of the whole ecosystem for research and education. So I belong to an organization. I volunteer my time there, free of charge. I don't charge SingAREN. It's a volunteer work and something that is very satisfying for me. And I'm paid by NTU mainly. So let me give you a little bit of history. SingAREN is a not-for-profit organization. I was established in 2003, Lawrence Wong and myself, and a whole group of like-minded people came together and said, we need to establish an organization. Doesn't belong to any government agencies, but we need an organization. And here come NRF. NRF said, hey, you guys are doing a good job, and we want to fund your work to bring you to a different level. And I'll show you, NRF is one of our funding agencies. We advocate and champion advanced network application and technology in Singapore, and we provide dedicated local and international network. In other words, we are not providing commercial internet. There's dedicated links that are used by researchers to pull data from overseas. Example, later on, it's not terabytes, it's petabytes of data from overseas back into Singapore for the researchers. Okay? Those who do not belong to any one of this organization, put up your hand. Let me know your organization and I'll come to you to ask you to join and pay up some subscription. See, most of you are already using SingAREN without knowing it. Your organizations are already connected without knowing it. And that's the beauty of it. You don't need to know about it. Use it. Okay? We have the government organizations. NSCC is our member. NRF, A STAR, Amazon, C, Checkpoint, Huawei. Those are just the commercial and government institutes. The universities are there, and the polytechnics are there. On top of all those members, we also have international partners. Remember, the world, we are very well connected, and we have to work with other people. And we work with a lot of international partners. We have Internet 2 here, which is from USA. NSCC, you've been hearing about it. NICT from Japan. APAN is a regional network. GEON is the whole Europe. They have a GEON network down there. Korea, NII, Australia. This is a European-funded project, and the organization is located in Korea. And they connect the less developed countries together with us. LEARN is from Sri Lanka. NIA is it's from Japan. Transpac is US. HARNET is Hong Kong. NKN here is from India. NorduNet is from Nordic countries, Sweden, Finland. KAUS, SurfNet is from Netherlands. We work with all of them, and we work very closely with all of them, and I'll show you why. But before I go on to the international network, I have to thank NRF for funding us. In 2013, they funded us to connect Global Switch, which is the international carrier hotel, NUS, NTU, and A STAR with a dual ring running at 100 gig. But that's not the beauty of it. The beauty of it is that we lease fiber for 15 years. We lease dark fiber. In other words, we can jump ahead of all the telcos. We went ahead. We asked for a 100 gig connection at that point in time. No one wanted to give it to us. So the government came in and said, oh, here's some more money. And we bought dark fiber with it. We leased it for 15 years. And it works out very, very well for us. Okay? In 2019, we got the second tranche of money. And it's big money. I think SingAREN would not have been able to jump to this stage if not for our NRF support. And that was basically to say, okay, we got a ring here connecting these nodes, but we need resilience. We need business continuity. So we set up another POP at Equinix, okay, and link all of them up together so that we have, at least we can settle with 2 breaks in our links. We are still resilient, okay? And on top of that, the government money was also used for us to look at cybersecurity. We deployed cyber devices, to monitor what's going on in our network better, and not just utilization. So this is a SingAREN Open Exchange. We have Amazon connected to us, we have StarHub, SGIX, Microsoft, Google SG, Huawei Cloud. All these are the commercial entities that are connected to us. So those from NTU who gets goes to Google and watch video, whatever, YouTube, you're getting pretty good traffic through that. You got NSCC down here, NUS Create, A STAR, NTU down there, Nanyang Poly, Republic Poly. And what you see down here in blue are our international partners, okay? And they're not coming in 1 gig, 2 gig, 10 gig. They're coming in at 100 gig. They're matching our speed locally. Our speed locally, we can go up to 100 gig. They're matching that, okay? So we say, hey, there are so many connections. And I have made our local connections resilient with multiple part diversity. So what about international links? How do I make them more resilient? By partnering my international partners. We noticed that we take a lot of data from the US and we transfer a lot of data going there. There's a lot of collaboration going on there and a lot of collaboration going with our Australian friends as well. So we say, hey, let's sign an MOU that if my link breaks, I can run my traffic on your link and vice versa. And so I don't have to buy two links from telcos. We back up each other links in this manner. And there are 11 partners. Initially, we say it's a ring, but now it's a mesh. We can go from Singapore to Hong Kong, to Japan, to USA, or we can go Singapore to Guam, University of Hawaii, to LA. Guam has become a very, very important point for us now. It helps to transit our traffic. In Australia, you look at it, they can come up this way, or they can come up from Sydney to Guam and to Singapore. It's all to make our international link resilient. That is USA, but Europe is another big entity. We also have a lot of collaboration going on there. And likewise, we signed an MOU with our friends again. These are all the partners that we have. We co-funded a link between Singapore and London with 5 other partners, so we co-share it, so we pay 1/6 of it. Our Japanese friends put 100 gig down here, and then another 100 gig over here. So all these links are 100 gig links. All the other small links I don't care about, because these are the major backbones links that we have. Cows came in January, and they have 2 times 100 gig links going through them, and all the way to Europe. And they said that let's back up each other links. Okay. So you see, we don't only have resilience within Singapore, but now international, to support your collaboration, your research work. So if you look at the world map, and I'm just drawing the 100 gig links. You see the US over here going over to London, they have 400 gigs. And recently I went for a meeting in Italy. They're going to buy Spectrum. And ESNet is going to buy 2 times 400 gig links across. And there's no way I'm going to match them. They have big pockets. And also they have big research. I think that's important. It's not just bandwidth for the bandwidth's sake. It's the research you do and the research collaboration it can enable. Okay. So that is our Europe ring, and that is our APONET. And you see they are very recent, and these are just pictures of the collaboration. Now, I'm also very passionate about our neighbors. Thailand, Indonesia, Myanmar, Cambodia, Vietnam, and the South Asian countries, Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh. So I joined this group called TN-STAR-CC, and with the funding from European aid, as well as funding from our neighboring friends, all of us. You know, those are a little bit better developed. We all contribute to it. And we started building up a network connectivity so that they also become part of the whole community. They are not 100 gig links, okay? They are 1 gig, 10 gig links, okay? But never mind, let's start small. Let's connect. Let's work together with them, okay? And this one, the European Commission funded it up to about 22 million euro over 5 years. So SingAREN also provides services, and I think, how many of you have used EduRoam before? Okay, it is, how to describe it? Free Wi-Fi. I actually use it in the airport, you know, in Europe, in the Nordic countries, Finland. They actually run EduRoam. So you can use EduRoam there at the airport itself. So it's actually a free Wi-Fi. And when I went to, where was it, Germany, I was near a university, and there was EduRoam there as well. And I can use the free Wi-Fi, okay? So it's a worldwide, and we have quite a large number of y'all who organizations subscribe to it. The second service is one where you use to access your NSCC. It's a single sign-on, okay? And this was actually initiated from the members. The members came together, formed a special interest group. Wei Guo, is he here? He's not here. You know, we have staff members from SMU, NTU, NUS all coming together and say, hey, can we put this together and federate it? Okay, and federate it. And now we enable you to access NSCC with a single sign-on, your own university sign in. Okay, and we also have this guy here, file sender. I use it for sending large files for my research. And if you are on, all of you should be there already, with SGAF. Database mirroring. We noticed that people download things from overseas quite more than they upload. And sometimes different people download the same thing. So we said, okay, why don't we set up a database? And if you need it, we download it for you all first so that people can share. The other reason for it is also for our neighbors, our friends and neighbors who doesn't have a big pipe. Let me do the big pipe and download it nearer to them. Okay. So if you want some things to be downloaded, let us know. We are happy to help you to download that. We run a number of events, SingAREN events. Prior to this, we hold virtual road shows. We do some training workshop, a little bit of Kubernetes, and we run Globus data transfer nodes down there. Cybersecurity now is becoming very important, and so we do have sharing sessions with them. And this was the latest one on cybersecurity by Redware. And have to say, it's been a long time since we have a physical meeting, and we had it, which was really, really good. Now, SingAREN activities working with NSCC. We are helping an organization to copy from Australia, NCI Australia, supercomputer, all the way to Singapore, NSCC Aspire 2A. And it's data in the petabytes. And it takes a long time, to download it. But as you can see here, this is only a percent odd, but here you can see we're getting up to about 12 gigs. Sometimes we're constrained by what is the environment that we have there, and there's long latency. So it doesn't mean that I got 100 gig, I can ram it at 100 gig. Okay? Sometimes the back end cannot support more than 10 gig. Okay? So we have been helping an organization to download multiple petabytes of data on this. This is Aspire 2. Yeah. If you have you seen this before? This picture, Aspire 2A? That is them. So access to Fugaku. Fugaku is number 2 now, top 500. And NSCC run a call for proposals to use Fugaku supercomputer. And that runs across our network to reach there. I think ACRC also did that as well, some work on that. We will work together with NSCC to learn about how to transfer large amount of data across international regional zones. So we set up this network, which is as it is, okay, and invited researchers, vendors to come and compete and see who can transfer the fastest across our network. Speed is one of the things. The other thing that we look at is how easy for user access is the other ones. And this is the 2021 was the third one in the row that we have run. And we have learned quite a lot, actually, from the vendors and researchers. It's not only just to compete, but also for us to learn how to set things up. So it's very good. Paul, you're running one next year, is it? It's once every 2 years. So 2021, 2023. Wow, that's going to be another big task. Because we run not only IPv4, but IPv6 as well. I heard for the next one, Latin America want to join us as well. So we got a bigger problem to handle. So SingAREN works very closely with NSCC. In local connectivity, we provide dark fiber support to NTU, NUS and A STAR. They run over our network. For international connectivity to US, Europe, Oceania and Asia, it uses the network that's there. We do POC with quantum key distribution testing. Currently, we are working towards a science DMZ for one of the organizations to see how, because one of the problems that we always find researchers complaining is data very slow coming in, transfer data very, very slow. So transfer in or transfer out. You know, now my compute power, supercomputer is so strong already, but the transferring data takes so long. So let's speed that up a bit. So we are working on a science DMZ where we hope it'll make it easier and faster for you to download and upload your data, and it goes straight into the supercomputer or that you are going to use. Okay. NSCC and SingAREN, we work together to support you all, to support your research. Thank you.